Hey everybody, welcome back to How It's Done. So, we've all seen these, right? We all use these in our house. They're light bulbs. But where do they come from? Well, a lot of people don't know this, but you can actually grow your own light bulbs at home. Um, I'm doing this video more for educational and informational purposes because it is a little bit dangerous to harvest the seeds for these. Sometimes you'll see this little piece in here dangling or just laying loose on the glass when the light bulb doesn't work anymore. That's actually the seed. That's actually because the seed has come loose from there and dropped and ready to be planted. So if you see that, you've got some seeds you can use to plant the light bulb. So watch this video all the way through, watch it to the very end, make sure you get all the information from this. Harvesting the seeds can be a little bit dangerous because obviously you got to break the glass. So again, wouldn't recommend doing this on your own. This is just for educational and informational. I'm not going to break the bulb in front of you, but I actually have some seeds already that we're going to go ahead and get planted in the ground. I'm going to give you some tips on growing them, and we're going to show you some growth clips on progress. So over the next couple months, we're going to let them grow and see how they do. Alright, so I've got these three little pieces of the seeds that came out in the bulb. Some people call them filaments, but you know, whatever you want to call them. So I'm just going to take these, make a little hole, probably about half an inch deep. Put them in there. And this is just regular garden soil, but what I did do is I mixed in some Gatorade mix, Gatorade powder. You can buy the bottled Gatorade. People don't realize this. Gatorade actually makes a specific Gatorade for growing light bulbs. It's called Gatorade Light. And the reason you want to use Gatorade is because it's high in electrolytes. So it's going to help your bulbs grow big and strong, help support their growth, help get them electrons as they go. So yeah, we're just going to give this a little bit of water. Again, I already mixed the powder in there, so should be good for the first week or two until the initial buds start coming up. Alright, so it's actually been about 4 weeks, 3.5, 4 weeks, somewhere around there. It's taken a lot longer than I actually expected, but you can kind of see if I can get in here. My camera will focus, maybe not, but two of these have a nice rounded shape to them. Maybe my camera doesn't want to focus, see if I can zoom in on that. Two of these have a nice rounded shape, and the other one, it's looking like it's going to grow into an LED bulb, so I don't want that. I want the incandescent. So I'm going to pull this one out that's growing there, and just let the other two grow as they are. So this guy right here, let's see if we can get that guy out. Yeah, see, that's starting to grow into an LED, and I don't want that. Maybe this soil has a little bit more heavy metals in there. Too much, you know, it starts growing into a LED bulb or LED because of the metal in the soil. That's not what I'm trying to do. So yeah, we'll pull that guy out. Let these other two continue to grow. We'll give it a little bit more water. LED bulbs, since we're talking about them, actually do a weird thing. You may have heard that when you sing to your plants, they grow better. With LEDs, music really does impact their growth. Um, if you play like some smooth jazz or some classical music, you'll end up with very soft white. If you play some classic rock or some, you know, AC/DC or something like that, you'll end up with the cool white. And obviously, you know, you can do all sorts of variations of odd different things. You play some metal for them, and you'll end up with black lights. And play some dubstep, you get strobe lights, different things like that that you can play with. And while I'm getting on the topic of different things impacting the bulbs, know the flavor of Gatorade that you use to water these with does not have any impact on the color of the light. I know some people would think, oh, you use raspberry and it comes out purple. No, doesn't make a difference. So we'll check back in with you in a bit. Probably give it another month and see how these look. Alright, so it's only been 2 weeks, but the growth on these have actually been so amazing that I just wanted to kind of show you how they're doing overall. Yeah, I was really surprised. It took 4 weeks for them to kind of get out of the ground, but just 2 weeks later you can see there's been a pretty good amount of growth. They've easily tripled, maybe 4 times their size from what they were 2 weeks ago. So pretty impressed. Again, one thing I didn't touch on, I don't have them in direct sunlight. They're getting sunlight in the morning, but not the afternoon because they're on the back of the house. So, yeah, I honestly don't really grow light bulbs for a living, so obviously I'm learning from this too. But I have heard that depending upon the type of soil you grow in, will determine the type of root that grows. And what the end of the taproot looks like, which is what you'll be plugging into the wall if you putting it in a socket or something like that. So European soil obviously is going to give you a European end to it, and yeah, American soil is going to give you a slightly different end. It's also going to determine, like I said, what kind of socket it'll go into. So we'll check back with you in a little bit. Okay, so it's been another 2 weeks, and you can probably see these have grown pretty substantially. They're actually getting quite close to each other, so what I think I'm going to end up doing is taking one out and putting it in a separate pot and replanting it back in the center. I also may try just leaving one in the center of the yard and letting it grow in full sunlight to see how that does, and leaving the other one to grow here. So yeah, might give that a shot and see how that works. But total grow time so far has, from the time it was planted till now, has been about 2 months actually. So yeah, about 2 months that these have been in the ground. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get these repotted, and we'll check back in you probably about another 2 weeks, or if I see some crazy substantial growth, I will let you know. Alright, so it's been another 2.5, 3 weeks. So this guy is very large. It's, you know, just it's basically full grown. This is at the point where I would say you'd want to pull it out of the ground and clean it off, clean off the root base, clip off the root, and put this into your socket. I did have the other one. You can see kind of how this has a normal shape to it. The other one that I planted full sun has done something a little bit different. It's actually elongated. Let me walk you over here and show you what I'm talking about. This guy right here, actually, do you see what I mean? How it's kind of longer than your normal looking bulb. Might not be easy to tell, but it seems almost like it's stretching. So yeah, it's not quite as big as the other one, but it seems like it's growing taller. Yeah, might leave these in there for a little bit longer. See if I can get an overripened light bulb. Be kind of interesting. All right, so the bulb got overripened, and this is what happened. It actually started growing its own. The seeds inside, or the filament inside, started growing its own bulb, and the bulb got so big that it almost looks, I don't know, almost looks like this would be a type of bush or something like that. And the reason I say that is because of what happened with the one I put in full sun. Check this out. This is just so cool. Hey, baby, watch out. So this one in full sun actually started growing into like a tree. Weirdest thing. Yeah. So we've got like a light bulb tree, which is very unique. So I'm gonna have to figure out how this happened. If you guys have followed me along this far, April Fools, obviously you can't grow light bulbs from seeds. If you're interested in buying these fixtures, this is actually a light fixture that stands up, and this is just a desk lamp over here. If you're interested in these, I'll post a link in the description. If I fooled you, please leave a comment below. If you want to see some actual how-to videos, check out the other videos on my channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Give me a thumbs up for this video so we can get as many people with this April Fool's as possible. Send it to your friends, see if they'll believe it. And that's how it's done.